Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War, Gruntpa Gaming, and this is episode 5 of our viewer unit only Federal Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, not much has really happened. Last episode, we did have 2 more battles at Washington, D.C. And the second one was kind of a weird one, as the Army of the Peninsula should have supported I believe it was Department of Richmond in their attack, but they did not. Now they're camped kind of west of us on the other side of the city. Kind of a weird thing to have happened, but weird things happen with this game. I think I've said that many a time. Outside of that, really nothing has happened outside of expenditures actually finally starting to drag down our credit rating, even though we don't have many troops in the field. So we're going to go jump into the historical record now, as we have a few things to add there. 2 more units to recruit, and then we'll move on with the episode. Just a reminder to everybody, these videos are chapters, so you skip around to whichever part you do so choose. A letter from Private Elbert Winton, 2nd Tennessee, Company C, Nollechuggy Legion, to Sarah Walker, Jonesboro, Tennessee, dated 27 October 1861. Sarah, I pray this letter finds you in good health, as even here in the North, it is known how dangerous it has become for liberty and the old flag, even in Tennessee. We fared well as of late, or as well as might be expected given the late unpleasantness. Much effort has been expended on getting a handful of true and faithful patriots now under arms at the shape fit to fight a war. The last 3 months have been spent in drill, marching, counter-marching, facing, about facing, advancing at the quick and double quick. Process of firing. I do feel the words charge bayonets might now be ingrained into my memory to the death. But Captain Reeves is a fine fellow on the drill field as in peace, and your brothers and I have gotten along right enough. Being as eager as we are to avenge the honor of the nation and our president, I might remark with pride that our legion has rated itself faster than most. So we've been marched to the rail station and are presently shipping out to the west with a sizable body of New Yorkers of a most agreeable sort. Johnny managed to steal a march not long ago, as you've no doubt heard, and took Washington. But he couldn't hold it long. General Gruntpa came down with his Irish and New Yorkers and whipped them out. Lord willing, we will have this matter done away with soon. Till then, I am, and will remain, your faithful and loving fiancé, Elbert. From the Journal of General Gruntpa, dated 18 October 1861. The rebel armies continue to move. Yesterday, Fort Washington fell. Possibly expecting my army to be not in fighting condition, Prince John Magruder immediately attacked us at the capital. I do not know what the man was thinking. Even my camp's in poor condition following the 2 previous engagements, he just did not have the numbers to carry the fight. His hubris caused many men to lose their lives for that dastardly cause of theirs. 20 October, 1861. Frederick, Maryland fell today. Our only connection to the rest of the country now runs through that seditious city of Baltimore. It has remained quiet since the start of the war, but will it remain so? The Engineer Corps is currently constructing a fortification south of the city to protect our supply lines and hopefully ensure that place's loyalty. With the fall of Frederick, the administration, that damned fool Mr. Lincoln, searching for a scapegoat, sacked Ben Butler from command of the War Department, placed General George McClellan in charge. Do not know much about the man, but I've heard of no complaints of the caliber of training the men received at his camps. Hopefully, he can bring his acumen for training men to the running of the War Department. I hope he is not going to be the second of a line of scapegoats. 9 November, 1861. We were attacked today by the Department of Richmond. According to the prisoners we took, they felt betrayed. Supposedly, the rebel army of the peninsula was supposed to support them in the attack, but never took to the field. Said force is now encamped southwest of me on the opposite side of the city. Is there infighting between their commanders? Not knowing the numbers we faced, I ordered the construction of several layers of breastworks that ultimately proved unnecessary. There was much grumbling from the men about this at the start, but Colonel Trump, apparently coming out of his lethargy, rode around loudly extolling the virtue of these walls in his bombastic way, saying that we build these big, large, beautiful walls that would prevent the southern scourge from crossing the border and bringing their lowbrow way of life to the north. The men seemed to hearten up to these words and went about the work with vigor. But I, for one, am not sure if he was talking about the Potomac or another river much further south. But I do know he knows how to talk to the men. The battle was not much of one. The rebels arrived piecemeal and exhausted. They had less men than I have in one of my divisions. It was a slaughter. Counted approximately 1,700 dead and wounded on the field, for a loss of 29 of my men. I believe the rebel leadership has bought too much into their own propaganda on the virtues of their fighting men. Once again, thank you as always to anybody who has submitted letters home, diaries, newspaper clippings, following their unit's travels throughout this war. That's going to be a big driver on a lot of the narrative for this campaign that's outside of my avatar's personal sphere of influence. So thank you, anybody who's taken the time out to do that and add it onto the narrative of this campaign. All right, next thing up is we have 2 more units to recruit. But first thing I'm going to do, with the change of McClellan now being in charge of the War Department and Butler being out, we're going to do a new focus. So, McClellan is going to be removed from command of TRADOC, representing him being down at Washington, D.C. So, who's going to take over command? Grant, Halleck, or McDowell? I think McClellan would place McDowell in charge. Yeah. So, we're going to replace McDowell. Benjamin Butler's out, so he's no longer usable. He has been sacked. So, perfect. Brigadier General Tyler, you're going to take command of the artillery training area. McDowell is going to take over for McClellan. McClellan is now in command of the War Department in general. So with that change, we are no longer going to focus on political appointments, as there's no longer a political officer in charge. McClellan's a professional West Pointer. So we are going to focus on professional officers for assignment first on any new units that come into the field. And speaking of which, we do have 2 more units to add in. So first off, for Randall, 1957, the Missouri Home Guard Cavalry Unit out of Missouri. Got plenty of men out of Missouri, so 1,050 is about as big as, yeah, it's still as big as we can make them. And we're going to stick with the standard Union coloration on the uniforms for now. You want Wright or Switzler? Are they even in game? Oh, there we go, Clark Wright. All right, he's not a professional, but you did give me an officer name, so Wright is in charge. Missouri Home Guard. If you want the color uniform changed, just let me know in the comments below. Next up for Carlin. You requested Minnesota unit. We did not have enough troops for that, so it said give you 2 bordering states. So that would be Wisconsin or Iowa. I think we have plenty of troops from either one. Wisconsin's got 7,400. What about Iowa? 12,000. Yeah, we're going to take from Iowa. You wanted a black and gray uniform. Steel gray on, but that looks nice. Keep that uniform. Yeah, that looks good. Keep that uniform. Let's upgrade you to Springfield muskets. This would be the Norwegian Vikings. And you not give me a commander for preference, so these boys are Iowa. Occurs your political. You can get John McDowell, professional infantry officer, veteran of the Mexican War. As I said, we're going to prioritize West Pointers because of McClellan being in charge now. All right, I think that covers everything for the opening, so I'll be back with the next incident. Right, it's now November 22nd, and we have 3 more brigades of infantry ready to go. So the Army of the Ohio is getting its 3rd and final infantry division, the 6th Infantry Division, joining the 2nd and 4th. And I placed it under command of Israel Richardson, who was next up in seniority from West Point, following the new officer placement. So the Harem Guards, Cheesehead Infantry, and the 2nd Mass are now on their way to the Army of the Ohio, and they'll be there in about 15 days. Next unit's coming up. Whiskey Rebels will be ready in 2 days, 4 days for the Hoosier Hellions, and 46 days for the Norwegian Vikings. 17 days on Ross's Raiders, 3 days on the Brandenburg Dragoons, 59 days on the Missouri Home Guard, and 6 days on Go Blocks' battery. So some more of these units will be moving out fairly soon. Alright, it's now December 1st, so it is time for the monthlies. Before that, I actually did have a small scare here as the Army Potomac, which was encamped at Leesburg, did change over to Alexandria. I thought they were making a push into Washington, but they stopped south of here on November 28th, so they did not come across. Possibly even that short movement might have killed their readiness, but I don't know. So we may see another battle at Washington here fairly soon. But that's just a side note. All right, economy. Current rating of our nation is AA+. It was just AAA, so I don't know where we took that little dive from. Our debt increased. Did we cut a bond? We did not. Well, we did cut one in November. That's right. So our current liabilities amount to $40 million. Current economic cycle is recovery. Wealth of our population is below average and increasing compared to previous months. Our tax revenues decreased by another $13 million. Total export last month was 185 out, 190 coming in. And average corporate production over the last 3 months was 646 million, a change of negative 39. And our economy lacks livestock, iron, niter, and no overproduction. I'm surprised we lack iron. We're not producing a lot. And we hold a ton of iron mines, especially up here in the lower peninsula and upper peninsula areas. We did lose control of one iron mine around Frederick, but that should not be affecting us all that much. I have a surplus of 4.5. We did have more than that last month. What's this dip here? We recruited 2 brigades, but shouldn't have dipped us by that much. So we had a total revenue of $362 million. We have $4.5 million left after that, after our expenditures. All right. Trying to figure out. No, this should have been the unit recruitment right here. So what the hell is this? Ooh, I put Farragut's 2 ships into the water to start blockading in the Chesapeake Bay area. That's probably what it is. That's a lot of money, though. I don't think it should be costing that much. But it is what it is. All right, intelligence. All right, Rebels are currently working on Military 2. They've done the Austrian rifles and subsidized agriculture projects. They are currently at 34% relations with Great Britain, so that increased a little bit. So that's a change of almost 10% during the last month. They started construction on 24 new ships. What in God's green earth? That doesn't make any sense. They've recruited no new brigades. And morale Confederate Army is currently 88%, change of +6 recently. It is the winter, so everybody's morale is just kind of, it's the winter. United Strategy, National Morale, we're at 56 to their 87. Morale of Armies, we're at 99 to their 88. Men in the field, we have 82,918 in the field now to their 173,492. Battles won, we're at 13 to their 15. You gotta remember, a lot of these happened before the start of this campaign. Total casualties, we're at 3,018. The rebels are at 9,242. So we're keeping that 3-1 right now. All right, policies. We're still currently working on Militia Act 4. That's another 28.9 days from completion. And projects. What do we have available? Why is it not giving me... Let's just go all... There we go. Nothing I particularly want right now. So we're just going to keep saving up that money because I do want to get that training manuals done. We need the training. My guys are in a winter camp. It's the best time to have it. I thought we would have it. At this point, I guess not. Probably cost more money than I thought it did. Training reform. Yep, we're still short. We need $3 million. We're funded at $2 million. Okay. So that'll be getting taken next month in January. All right, so let's see if we have any units ready to move out. All right, 2 more brigades of infantry ready to go. We're going to wait for the Norwegian Vikings to arrive in another 37 days before they get assigned anywhere. And the Brandenburg Dragoons are ready to go, so who needs cavalry? Army of the East needs cavalry. All right, so we're going to transfer the Brandenburg Dragoons over to the Army of the East. And Go Block's battery is ready to go, so they're on their way there also. And they will arrive 4 days from now. Next people joining them, Ross's Raiders will be going over to them. And Missouri Home Guard, which is 50 days away, will probably be going out west to the Army of Mississippi and put them closer to home. All right. I think that covers everything for right now, so I'll be back with the next incident. Alright, it's now January 1st, and on top of the monthlies, we do have a few things on the map going on here. As you can see here, the Army of the Potomac for the rebels is actually across the Potomac River and sitting just outside of Washington, D.C., now right next to the Army of the Peninsula. It looked like they were going to make a Christmas Day attack and then stopped in place and didn't move any closer to us. I'm really not sure what the commanders are thinking, but I'm kind of happy to let this go the way it is right now, as we're still not into the green yet on our readiness. Still got 56 days for full readiness, which will carry us through the winter. But I'm happy with them sitting right there for right now because it allows me to do some other things. So I'm going to be issuing orders to the Army of the East under General Keim to come down to Frederick. So there are some more troops ready to transfer over to him. I'm just going to hold off on those transfers until after he's at Frederick, as the Engineer Corps is almost done constructing the fortification just south of Baltimore. So I want Frederick retaken and the Army moved into Harper's Ferry or even Winchester, so the Corps of Engineers can build a fortification down here south of Frederick to maintain control of the iron mines in the city itself. Originally, I wanted them to come over here and build a fortification at Aki Landing after we retook Fort Washington, but I don't think that's going to be in the cards in the near future until we get the north side of the Potomac River secured at least. There's going to be no moves against Washington, Fort Washington, so we got to clear these two armies off before that. But if they want to continue sitting until the winter's over where they are, I'm happy to let that go, because it's going to take like another 90 days to build another fort outside of Frederick, so I have no issues with that. But over here in Ohio, the rebels are on the move. The Army Northwest is outside of Cleveland. So they haven't taken Cleveland yet. It's taken a while to get here, so we don't know exactly where they are right now. They could be moving to Cleveland or they could be moving to Toledo. I'm not exactly sure which. Surprisingly, they still have not taken Pittsburgh. Even though that open is clear to be taken, they still have not taken it, nor have they taken Covington in Kentucky, which kind of surprises me. I thought they would have taken that by now. There's no federal forces in the area. And in the West, it looks like no movements have been made outside of them taking St. Louis a few months ago. So, things are kind of happening. A little weird, a little slow. It's taking me a very, very long time to shoot this episode because I'm only moving the game at 1x speed, so it is taking forever to get this done. But it is time to go into the January monthlies. All right, current rating of our nation is a A+. I did just start upgrading the bank at Boston. So we were AAA, upgrading that bank, dropped us down to AA+, not a big deal. Debt remains unchanged, still sitting at $40 million in liabilities. And it says our tax revenues decreased by another $24 million. I'm not sure why that is, but like I said, it could be the winter. A lot of this stuff is not explained in the background. No buildings were constructed. Total export volume last month was 243 million going out, with 253 million coming in. And average core production over the last 3 months was 549 million, a change of -97. We're still lacking the same things: iron, niter, and food. Kind of the three things we should not be lacking as the Federals, but as you can see here, we're starting to lose a bit of our farmland. So, don't know if that's the cause of it or not. But effectively, the country is split in half. It's not fully split in half until they take Cleveland or Toledo, but as you can see, the front lines extend all the way up to Lake Erie. But I won't consider it fully cut until Cleveland or Toledo falls. If they take Cleveland, which should make things very interesting, the nation will be officially split in half at the Ohio River Valley. I think of finances, we do have a surplus of $18 million right now. We did have, like I said, an expenditure with the bank going up. So we do have an extra $18 million in the bank right now. Or we have a surplus $18 million. We're sitting on $14 million right now. Looking at intelligence. So the rebels are working on Army Reorganization and First Conscription Act. I thought they already passed that. Okay. And they've done the following projects: logistics reform, admin reform, market reform, trade warfare. Damn, they got a lot done. Where the hell are they getting that money? I think we're not blockading all the ports down here either, so they got free trade flowing. Relations with Great Britain is still sitting at 34%. Recruited no new men into brigades and started building another 6 ships. And morale of our armies at 86%, change in -2. That -2 comes from these forces being up north of the border here and not in a controlled state. And strategy. National morale, we're at 55 to their 87. National support, we're at 83 to their 84. Morale of armies, we're still sitting at 99 to their 86, but like I said, we are inside our own territory, so there's going to be no morale drops from that. Men in the field, we now have 90,415 in the field to their 175,717. So they have lost men. They were over 180,000. So they are losing men. Navy tonnage, we're still sitting at 131,400. They're at 42,870, so that number keeps increasing. Battles won have not changed. Total casualties still sitting at 3,018 for us and 9,242 for the rebels. So, like I said, nothing much has changed. Policies, we did just finish Militia Act 4. That is now complete. And I immediately jumped us over to the Tariff Act. Start making some juicy tax money off of trade imports from Great Britain. Piss them off a little bit more. Get that edge in the rebels' direction ever so more slightly. I was going to do the Confiscation Act next, but since McClellan is in charge of the armies, the Confiscation Act is not going to be enforced. As this is something Butler would have done, but not McClellan. He's too much of an appeasement man. He won't want us touching Southern property. So we're going to immediately jump down into government funding 2 once this is complete. That's going to take another 7 days. Projects. What do we have available? Is that training reform? Yes, we got training reform finally. There went all of our military subsidies. And I think I should take a bit and subsidize industry. Yeah, we'll take a level of subsidized industry. All right, now. Units in training. Who's ready to go? All right, 6 more days until the Norwegian Vikings arrive, so we're going to get divisioned up with the Whiskey Rebels and the Hoosier Hellions, and they're going to be sent to the Army of the East. Ross's Raiders are ready to go. They're going to be sent to the Army of the East also. I'm not going to transfer them just yet. Wait for the infantry is ready to go. Plus, I'm about to give orders to the Army of the East to move down to Frederick, so I'll wait until those orders have finished before I send them. And when the Home Guard forms up in 19 more days, they'll be sent to the Army of the Mississippi. All right, weapons. Not enough to issue out the next set, I don't think. I'm at 2.6 thousand sharps. Still have 0 standardization. I think the a.o.m might have killed the standardization on this weapon altogether to make it harder to get a hold of. It's not enough to issue out to the 20th. I want at least 1 brigade. I can issue to the Sweemoos. You know what? They're the furthest along on the next level of perks. So the Sweemoos are going to get the next set of sharps here. So at least 1 brigade per division will have them, at least in the grunts. It's going to take even longer to get the next set out, because the Irish brigades are all fairly large. They fought but not have taken high casualties. I think we'll have to use them in the next frontal assault and change that. All right, I think that covers everything for right now. So, looks like we may end up making it through the winter without a fight, but every time I say that, the AI always does something stupid. Alrighty, it's now January 9th, and our last division of troops is ready to move out. So we're going to be creating a new division in the Army East. Butler, you are not going to be in charge of that. Professional. Seniority. Ormsby Mitchell, you are up. So, the Whiskey Rebels, Hoosier Hellions, and Norwegian Vikings are going to the 7th Infantry Division, Army of the East. Along with Ross's Raiders. And we're still waiting for the formation of the Missouri Home Guard, and they are 11 days away. All right, we don't have any more infantry in the wing, so we're going to create a cavalry division. I think this one's the 4th or 3rd. Yep, 3rd Cavalry Division. Special seniority. cavalrymen here. Martindale, you're up. All right, these units will be arriving in 9 days, and now an artillery unit. I know I saw an artilleryman here. O.C. Ord. I think they will be the 4th Arty Division. Yes, they will be. All right, what I'm going to do now, we have 4 corps in the field. I'm going to recruit 4 minimum-sized infantry brigades. Connecticut's got a bunch of boys, but we're going to do 1250. It's the smallest we can go, so we'll do that. This one's out of Connecticut. I'll take one out of Illinois. Indiana. Definitely got to grab one out of New York. Yeah, 54,000 men available. We're taking some men from New York. All right, these are going to be engineer brigades. First Connecticut Engineers, First Illinois Engineers. Indiana. And First New York Engineers. And we're going to give them engineer officers. Professional. Seniority. And where's engineer? All right, Rufus King. You're up. Mansfield. Meigs. Thomas, you're a waste on an engineer brigade. Excuse me. And Rosecrans. Taking over those engineer brigades, and should have plenty of Springfield rifle muskets for everybody. Where are they? Yeah, we got 34,000 available. This way, actually, I should recruit a 5th one for the actual engineer corps, help them build stuff faster. And we'll recruit them. Yeah, Pennsylvania's got 62,000 men available. We'll take them out of Pennsylvania. If anybody's wondering why I'm doing this, it's always good just to have one brigade of engineers in every corps that can focus on building breastworks. Every unit can build them, but the engineers do it fast, especially at level 3. They will build a wall in front of your entire corps in minutes. It's amazing how fast it can get done. Smith, what are you? Artillery, yeah, no. Moral, you're up. Wonder how much money that just set me back. Quite a bit. Still didn't cut a bond, though. Probably cutting it close. We definitely will be cutting another bond after this fort finishes construction and I begin the next one. Oh, and looks like Frederick has finally fallen. Or been reclaimed. I can't say fallen. We're about at orange readiness. Do I push him? All right, we'll let the Army of the East sit for a few days, get the readiness back up, and then I'm going to push them into Winchester so that the Engineer Corps can get a fortification built either here or on this side. On this side of the river, I think I got to build one here and here, so I'd have to put up two. I'm going to try and get one built here that blocks the bridge. I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not, but I'm going to try. A nation split in twain. I did not expect to see this at all. The rebels have actually managed to split us. They have taken Cleveland, Ohio with the Army of the Northwest. They've pulled off one of my maneuvers. We haven't had any actions anywhere on the map, so you can see the rebels are still camped out on the north side of Potomac, on the outskirts of the city, alongside my army. The Army of the East has retaken Frederick. I am letting them sit there until their readiness gets back up. They're having supply issues right now, so I did have the Engineer Corps move over, start constructing a depot for them. And as soon as their readiness is back up high enough, I will be sending them across the Potomac into Winchester, securing that and blocking the bottom of the valley off and hopefully getting a fort constructed down here, as I said previously. But I just had to bring you all in to see this. I mean, honestly, it's a beautiful sight to me, because this just means this campaign got a lot harder. We don't have the troops available to fight everything that they have in the field. They're not really adding anything themselves. But, yeah. This campaign is going to take a turn for the interesting. All right, it is now February 1st. And the winter is quickly passing us by. I mean, I wasn't expecting this episode to be mostly administrative, but that is what it is turning out to be. I expected a combat long before now. But the rebels have been busy. They seem still encamped around here at DC, not moving against us. Not exactly sure why at this point, since they do have a fair numbers advantage on us. We have retaken Frederick, and I have the Corps of Engineers there building a supply depot now, as there apparently is a supply issue in the area. And that is starting to affect Khan's army pretty badly. And as I said earlier, Cleveland has fallen. And now they are moving against Springfield. If they haven't, yep, they did take Springfield. So the rebels are moving pretty well here, looking to quarter down the country. If they keep moving north all the way up to Chicago, they'll have quartered the country. Things are getting weird, though. Surprisingly, they still have not moved against Covington. I'm really surprised by that. If they'd taken Covington by now, Kentucky would have flipped, and things would be in a much, much worse condition for us. I expect them to do it by now, since I keep opening my mouth about it and the AI still hasn't done anything about it. I'm a little surprised by that. I'm still surprised they haven't taken Pittsburgh. They would have been forcing me to move and fight in the winter, and I've been avoiding that so far, but that could end up changing. The Savannah Squadron over here keeps moving into Chesapeake Bay and then disengaging from us. I don't think they have the readiness to fight our lower base squadron here. Oh, we do have a first perk now. Give them the blockade specialist. There go. So things are a little weird. But it is now time for the monthlies. All right, current rating of our nation is AAA. Our debt has remained unchanged. We still owe a current amount of $40 million. I'm surprised we have not actually started repaying that yet. Our current economy cycle is recovery, while the population is below average and increasing. It says our revenues increased by $47 million. I think that probably has to do with the Tariff Act. Total export volume last month, 304 million coming in, well, 304 going out, 315 coming up. Yeah, it's got to be the Revenue Act or the Tariff Act. And average corporate production over the last 3 months is 493 million, changing negative 56. And our economy lacks locomotives, neither own Ford. So apparently our iron's catching up on production. Looking at finances, made a total of 385 million, spent 341. So we're sitting on a surplus of 44, which gives us 15 million in the bank right now. As you can see, the rebels are constantly making large expenditures here, unlike us. Constantly with large expenditures. So we're not recovering money as quickly as we were. Looking at intelligence. So rebels are still working on Army reorganization, the First Conscription Act. That's actually probably going to be the next thing we work on, but it's going to be, we have to do, I'll go to Ed policies, I'll go over that. Confederacy completed 5 projects, railroad construction, cast artillery, and ironclad gunboats. Relations with Great Britain are currently at 39%, and change of plus 4.8 recently. They are now recruiting an additional 21,000 men into 9 brigades. So they are now starting to add some more troops into the force. And Morocco Confederate Army is currently at 79%, change of negative 7 recently. Now, that has to do with them moving around up north in the winter. I can only imagine what the movement of the Army in the Northwest and the Missouri State Guard in the winter conditions in the northern states is doing to their Army's morale, which will help us come spring, but make it easier to kick them out of the north. And strategy, national morale was down to 51 to the rebels 87. National support were at 82 to their 80. Morale armies were at 98 to their 79. Men fielded, we currently have 93,581 men in the field to their 180,776. Battles won have not changed. Total casualties have not changed. Still sitting at 3,018 to 9,242. Policies, we are almost halfway done with government funding 2. That'll be taking another 32 days to complete. As soon as that is done, we're going to come over here to Bounties 1, which is a project I never take, but with the a.o.m mod, it now unlocks all the Army reforms, where Army reforms are unlocked by Military 2 and Military 3. Bounties is what unlocks all the reforms now. So I need to get this to get the horse artillery and the larger batteries and some weapons improvements. So this is something I absolutely have to take. And that will take another 88 days. That'll probably take the spring and summer for us to complete. So something I should have grabbed already. There was a change made by a.o.m that I totally forgot about. Projects. Oop, finally got our administration reform. We'll take that. That will help with the projects. We have rifle artillery, ironclad monitors, trade warfare. Nothing I particularly want right now. Everything I need is kind of locked behind the bounties. Because I can afford what I want right now. It's just locked away from me right now. So we'll just let that money continue to build up because that's all military funding. So we'll just let that continue to build. No point in just clicking on something just to click it when I'll be able to get everything I want in one shot once we have it all unlocked. All right, I think that covers everything for right now. So hopefully I'll be back with the start of a spring offensive. All right, it's now February 26th, It looks like we might have our first and hopefully only engagement of the winter. Looks like the rebels have gone through a reorganization just outside of Washington. So the Army of the Potomac has been renamed Beauregard's Corps, part of the Army of Washington. Though it looks like the Army of the Peninsula here is still a separate organization. It doesn't have the Army of Washington moniker next to its name. And I just had it clicked on here. It's underneath Beauregard's Corps here, but I know Army of Washington. There we go. It has 36,000 men, 150 guns, so there is another corps attached to it. Where it is, I do not know. Or which corps it is. Surprised the Army of the Peninsula was not made part of it, as they are right here. So, my plans have just been shot. I was just thinking up this grand offensive for March if everything stayed quiet, but it looks like that is not going to happen. So we're defending with 21,737 infantry, 1,929 cavalry, 9 guns against Army of the Peninsula with 9,459 men and 9 guns. Beauregard's Corps with another 22,449 men and 104 guns. Giving a total of 26,007 infantry, 4,379 cavalry, and 113 guns under command of Bobby Lee. So, let's jump in there and see if we can't kick these boys across the Potomac. Welcome, my grunts, to the 5th Battle of Washington, D.C. Once again, we are on the defensive and defending the left fork once again. The rebels do have 2 entry points as to the location of their 2 armies. One here at Pierce's Mill Road, the other here at Milk House Ford Road. So they do have 2. One is a very direct route to our location. Both their corps should be on the field. And it looks like they are. So they'll be arriving at us quickly. It is a snowstorm right now. It is 27 degrees and storming. Though we are showing a minor victory. We are starting out with 56 morale to the rebels 36. Their morale is completely trashed. They do not have the morale for this. They've been camped out by our location all winter. So I don't expect this battle to be a really big and grand one. So the forces are set up. I have my 2 batteries, one over here on the hill above Milk House Ford Road facing westward, and the other battery down here facing southwards behind the Irish Legion, or the Irish Division. The cavalry is sitting reserved for right now. They still haven't hit their first perk level, so I am going to have them dismounted and working on breastworks while they are sitting back here to get them their first perk level. But we do have the Whiskey Viking Division as the right flank of my line, with Trump on the extreme right, 20th New York, center of them, and the Sweden Brigade on their left with the Sharps rifles. To their left are the Bernard sharpshooters, followed by the 35th Infantry and the Reaper rifles, and the Irish Division on the far left. And I have the newly arrived Engineer Brigade down on the line here. They're going to start constructing breastworks across this fronting here for the Sweemoos and the Verdans. If they have enough time and they are finished with that, they'll start constructing breastworks over here for the Irish Division. So straightforward, basically the same defense setup we had last time, and with fewer trees blocking our view as everything has no foliage and plenty of snow on the ground. So now we just have to wait for the rebels to arrive. All right, so now going on 10 o'clock in the morning, we do have rebel cavalry headed our way. They're about to run into the 20th New York as the Sweemoos are not exactly on line as they're waiting for the breastworks to get constructed. But it should still be a hot arrival for them. The Sweemoos probably have about the same range right now as the 20th. And they both open up at the same time. Shows you that range on those sharps. Woo. Poor old 2nd Virginia, they just got hammered. Coming up behind the 3rd Virginia and the JDL. How are we looking? He's leveling okay. Somebody coming from this direction. Not yet, it appears. Kind of get a feeling, as previously we've seen artillery come from this direction, infantry come down the road and through the woods here. I think we might see a repeat of that. But we're going to lay down the sweet moves, try to conserve some of their ammunition. 20th handled most of this. What are these boys doing? Well, that was idiotic. Who's coming up? And Holcomb Legion, or the Hampton Legion Cavalry. Who's this over here? 3rd Virginia's heading off to the right. But we do have the cavalry back up this way, so they're not getting around us. Come over from our south now also. 12th Virginia. Part of the same brigade that's actually coming at us from the west, so they are pretty well separated. I'm going to keep riding straight at the Irish, I wonder. Boys are firing, okay. Need to get the artillery reformed so I can get these batteries bigger. And there is a battery with them, the Montauk Artillery. Okay. What are you poor dumb bastards doing? Oh, they came right up on the Nugget squad here. I totally forgot about this regiment that rode off onto our right. I'm going to handle them pretty quickly here. Sign rifle, stop what you're doing. never mind. Custer, get mounted. We're going after them. Science, keep working. Looks like 12th is falling back. That's fine. Could go out and get them, but we'll wait for the rest of the rebels to arrive. Looks like we're seeing the first of the infantry start to arrive. McClaw's brigade, which looks separate from a division. Yep, Army of the Peninsula. And Anderson's brigade. P.H. Hill's division, Army of the Peninsula. There's Cobb's brigade already arrived. Did not notice them. And Daniel. Got them sighted. Yep. Go get me those boys. Now they're going to get away. All right. Stop chasing them, Custer. New York engineers are almost done with this first set of breastworks. Dans, get up on the wall. Looks like we could stop chasing already. I wouldn't mind sending them down here to clear out the 3rd, but I do want them to finish building this wall and getting that perk done. Cyans are almost finished getting their first perk. We got over here. Still none but this one cavalry regiment over here. Now, worshippers, let's go finish them off, please. Boys, lay down until these rebel infantry gets closer. Kegs are leveling nicely. I guess their counter batteries having some effect down here. About to get their first perk. We're looking over here. They break. I don't see that red cavalry anymore, so we're gonna bring whiskey worshippers back on the line. Dans are hot in and with 4 brigades to their front. They are leveling up nicely, though. soon as the engineers are done, they'll be get them out of the way. We'll be screens online with them. But we can turn the 35th, I think, safely to engage because I don't see anything up here. I don't know why they lost their first perk. Kind of weird. Because they did have sharpshooter. Engineers are not looking too good. Alright, pull back. As soon as we start moving fast, they want to get in it. Right on that wall. Looks like the majority of the rebel forces are massed down here. Just not quite pushing in yet. I could have sworn I told the boys to lay down. Almost out of ammunition right there, down to 18 shots. That's the problem with these Sharps rifles. Great weapons, but they run out of ammunition way too quick. Come on, 35th. Move up. At the double, please. Reapers come over here, then you have to relieve the, go up to the wall then, right here. Relieve the Berdans here soon. For withdrawal already. Quite yet. I'm about to make a push forward and grab all these juicy batteries to our front. Alright, stockbrokers. Give them a warm welcome. Looking some more rebel cavalry on our right flank. Have you done with your first perk? Yes, you have. Amount of rifles. Stop constructing. I'm going to need you here in a second. Bands, fall back. Reapers, what the hell are you doing? Get over here. I'm down to 27 around. Jocelyn, what the hell are you doing? Get your men over here. Reapers, I know I ordered you up to the wall. Let's go. Grim Saga, you're going to piss me off this fight. I want to go grab up these batteries. 23 York, advance. Whoa, never mind. Belay those orders. Ooh. There's a lot there. Holy crap. Signs, new order for you. I'm gonna put you in the wood here on the right of the stockbrokers. Boys, get back to work. Not in good condition. Buford. Raleigh Custer. But he did a fairly good job clearing them out over here. Looking like on the Irish front. Alright, Irish. Come down here and prepare to assault. If they get here in time. A harder fight than I expected. The Irish are on the move. We got those orders pretty quickly. Cochrane's a very good division commander. We're just going to push them down into the teeth of this. Nuggets have not had a good day of it. 164 casualties already. bring your boys up at the double. New York, I want you looking... They break? They did break. Yep, here comes that cavalry. Van's getting to the wood right here. Dust trails or artillery strikes. Hopefully there's nobody there on our left. More rebel infantry showing up. And Custer broke. I need the Irish in position and get ready for this assault because they are coming in on our extreme right. We need to clear out what's to our front and shift to defend against. Come on, Mar, get your men in position. Same with you, Gamble. Alright, Cyans, fall back into the wood over here. Come on, Gamble, pull your head out of you-know-where and get in position. Alright, time to end this. Irish, clear the way. Lenders, there they are. For Dan. Oh, Howard, go take care of them. Damn, Sheridan's got his men stepping fast. Managed to clear out quite a few of these batteries down here. Come on, Gamble, don't get left behind. What a beautiful sight. They don't have their green flags on them yet. Like they might be starting to execute withdrawal. Gamble's attacking the worst spot right here, I'll be honest. Alright, stockbrokers, move up online with them. Irish Brigade, keep pushing it. Brigade there, we just can't see laying down. There we go, clear those batteries out. There go to rebels, they are withdrawing. Like a glitched unit. There they go. I gave you orders. Continue pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. See if there's anything left in there. Rebels, straight at that fence. You Trump. Let's go. Awesome, go get me that battery. And the worshipers just broke. Why did they break? Well, they did have all those batteries to their front, so. Out of time. Something to grab a bit more there, but oh well. All right, Lewis. 1,275 are 21,731 infantry, 255 are 1,928 cavalry. We did lose 5 of our 9 guns. I guess we're taking some heavy counter battery fire, and I did not notice. Total loss of 1,552 of our 23,773 men. Took down 3,000 of their 24,000 infantry, 1,000 of their 4,100 cavalry. They get 70 of their 100 guns. So we've knocked their artillery force down pretty damn hard. Total loss of 4,400 of their 30,000 men. All right, after action reports. 1st New York Engineers did 26 to infantry, 16 to cavalry, patrol 42. Gotcha Guard. Nugget, I'm going to change the name of Nugget Squad. There's an extra capital letter in there. Nugget Squad did 265 to cavalry. And Cyan Rifles did 203 to infantry, 6 to cavalry, 1 artillery, patrol 210. Division total 475. Losses for the Nugget Squad: 18 dead, 163 wounded, 27 missing for a total of 208. Aggregate strength of 761, 21% casualties. Cyan Rifles: 15 dead, 25 wounded, 7 missing for a total of 47. Aggregate strength of 912, 5% casualties. 255 for the division, 13% casualties for it. Reaper Division, Berdan Sharpshooters did 1,735 to infantry, 21 to cavalry, for total 1,756. 35th Infantry did 403 to infantry, 1 artillery, for total 404. Reaper Rifles did 25 to infantry and 6. Wow. They did not do good at all. Total 41. Division total 2,201. Losses: Berdan Sharpshooters, 43 dead, 190 wounded, 42 missing, total 275. Aggregate 1,627, 14% casualties. 35th Infantry, 19 dead, 82 wounded, 18 missing, total 119. Aggregate 1,795, 6% casualties. Reaper Rifles, 8 wounded, 1 missing, total 11. 3 missing, total of 11. Aggregate 1,867, 1% casualties. Whiskey Viking Division, Swemu Brigade. Did 234 to infantry, 214 to cavalry, 174 to artillery, patrol 622. Stockbrokers did 102 to infantry, 242 to cavalry, 6 to artillery, patrol 350. 20th New York did 35 to infantry, 182 to cavalry, 7 to artillery, patrol 224. Division total 1,196. Losses: Swemu Brigade, 6 dead, 31 wounded, 5 missing, for total 42. Aggregate 1,671, 2% casualties. Stockbrokers, 47 dead, 170 wounded, 44 missing, total 261. Aggregate strength 2,284, 10% casualties. 20th New York, 15 dead, 41 wounded, 4 missing, total 60. Aggregate strength 2,575, 2% casualties, 5% for the division. Irish Division. Whiskey Worshippers did 61 infantry, 83 to cavalry, captured 4, 213 artillery, for total 361. Riley's Irish Brigade did 195 to infantry, 62 to artillery, for total 257. And the Irish Brigade did 1 infantry, 9 to cavalry, 73 to artillery, for total of 83. Division total 701. Losses: Whiskey Worshippers, 65 dead, 150 wounded, 35 missing, total 250. Aggregate 2,441, 9% casualties. Riley's Irish, 22 dead, 121 wounded, 22 missing, total 165. Aggregate 2,517, 6% casualties. Irish Brigade, 23 dead, 3 wounded, 2 missing, total 28. Aggregate 2,565, 1% casualties, 443 for the division, 5% for the division. 1st Arty. Whiskey Kegs did 17 to infantry, 14 to cavalry, 12 to artillery, for total 43. 44th Artillery did 14 to cavalry, division total 57. Losses: Whiskey Kegs, 7 dead, 14 wounded, 1 missing, total 22. Aggregate of 41. 35% casualties. 44th Artillery lost 0. Whiskey Kegs got pretty well counter-batteried, and I didn't even notice. So I'm probably going to have to end up sending them back home to New York. All right, let's see if we got any of their officers. Actually, did we lose anybody? Yep, Major Williams, commander of the Whiskey Kegs, is wounded. He might be the only one. I just didn't see that report pop up in the corner, but I was kind of paying attention to my attack. All right, we lost one man wounded. Let's see if we got any of theirs. Arm Peninsula. Nobody from the Peninsula. They're still not really divisioned out properly. Oh, none of their artillery officers? Really? That's... Yeah, we got two of their artillery officers, PMB Young and Major Green. With how many batteries we just kind of wiped out, I'm kind of surprised we only got two of their commanders. All right, I'll get closed out of here and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at the 5th Battle of Washington, D.C. The Army of Washington, which is the name of the rebel army, is retreating in panic. And General Saga becomes a national hero of that battle. So he's a brigadier. He's going to get a promotion to Major General. Looks like Major Kirkpatrick took the blames for the Confederate losses. That's a battery commander. 5th Battle of Washington, D.C. is ending the Army of Washington retreating in panic. The enemy's reported suffered total casualties of 4,394 men. There are 622 killed and 1,214 captured. We don't have any prison camps, so they are being paroled off. Our casualties total 1,552 men, with 291 dead, 218 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 1,964 rifles and 26 guns from the field and sent 1,291 men are being paroled, as we have no prison camps. We have the one prison camp at Camp Chase, which is currently under control of the rebels anyway, since they control Columbus. All right, is this going to put them back south of the river? Please tell me it is. So I was planning this grand narrative battle, kind of. I'm not going to... I can still pull it off. I'm not going to say anything, but I'll be able to do it if they don't retreat south of the river. That drug is down to the yellow. Yeah, pretty well down. And used up a lot of our ammunition. What's going on here? Looks like they're still sitting at Cleveland. I'm happy with that. Missouri State Guard still looks to be at Springfield or somewhere in the whereabouts of it. Okay, this should have rolled off by now. I'll be honest, because I'm just running an X5 now because this battle should have rolled off, but it's taken me 3 days to get to this point because I've been playing the map at 1x speed, and it takes hours to get through a single day. Why is this not rolled off? Oh, don't tell me we got a glitch going on. It's now 2 days past the battle, and they are still there. That's not good. Which, before I forget, go ahead and give Grim Saga his promotion. That's really going to mess with his stats. It did not. It kept the same stats. Okay. Really wasn't happy with his division's performance outside the Berdans. I was a little unhappy with him directing his troops, but he did become famous at that fight, probably because of the Berdans. I hear the marching music, but they are not going away. Alright, it might be a glitch, so hopefully I don't have to refight this battle. But we're going to end this episode here while I figure this one out. So once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, if you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember hit that bell icon so the next video comes out. Follow along in the series and enjoying it. Don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. And also, you only have to be a viewer. You do not even have to be a channel member. So if you'd like a brigade, one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, the state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And as always, submit your diary entries, letters, newspaper clippings, anything you'd like to add to the narrative of the campaign. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.